Hello, my name is Tim Burden, and it is January 8th, 2019. This is a video on 432 and the four elements. Okay, so we've got the four elements right here, and fire, earth, air, and water. So the first thing we're going to look at is the colors. Anytime you're looking at anything and you want to expand on it, you attach it to something. So first thing we're going to look at is fire. Fire here has 5 lines attached to 5 colors. So we've got yellow, orange, light red, red, and dark red. And fire, I personally have fires a couple times a week. Probably not so much in the summertime, but definitely in the wintertime. And when I look at a fire, it's yellow-orange. But, if you look hard enough, once I started figuring this stuff out, if you look hard enough, there's yellow, orange, light red, red, and dark red in most fires that you're going to look at. Look at a picture of a fire, and you'll see all of these colors represented. Okay, so that's why fire is... Okay, so fire is now attached to color. Okay, now we get down to earth. Now, earth is a weird one because, what colors you can associate a lot of colors with earth. I mean, all the life on earth, sand, brown, stuff like that. But when I went to figuring this out, I realized that earth is attached to green. And, if you go 20 kilometers into the sky over North America, South America, Central America, Africa, the middle part of Africa, it doesn't matter where you go, you're going to find green. So, I don't know the stats, but I'd say that 75% of Earth is green. Green from elevated above, it's green. Trees, grass, so on and so forth. So, fire, earth, green. Fire, 5 colors, green, earth, 1 color. Okay, now we get to air. Now, air to me is represented by sky, but I'll get back to the air in a minute. So, light blue sky, dark blue sky, indigo sky, violet sky. Now, so right off the bat, you notice that there's a pattern here. Five colors associated with fire. Now you've got 5 with air or sky. Now, indigo and violet. These three, are pretty. These three here you see all the time. You see light blue, dark blue skies. You see every day. Unless it's lately where the skies are cloudy. I'm telling you, I've noticed literally probably 6 months of clouded skies. When I see a blue sky, it's like a present. It's like a gift. Anyway, so sky and air, light blue, dark blue, indigo, and violet. Okay, just in the last 2 months, 3 months, I've seen pictures on the internet, on the blogs, of indigo skies. People send in their pictures of, there's an indigo sky, and they take a picture of it. And so, if that's 3, there's probably tons more. I checked the internet for violet skies. I found some. It's not violet, but it's close enough that there you go. You've got sky, air represented as these 5 colors. So just like fire's 5, earth green. Now you've got air or sky representing 5 colors. So then we get down to water. Color X, white. What does that mean? So I just did a video on color, and the 8th color or the 12th color shows up as a white, but it's really not white. It's a bluish, purplish, orangish. I'm not going to get into all that, but the short and skinny of it is that humans detect right to here with their eyes. Humans detect right to here with their eyes. So what shows up as white, because we only detect up to here, water, some forms of water show up as white. Like water is usually, clear, a clear color. But if it's snow, if water is changed to snow, it shows up as white. Water in the clouds shows up as white. One more characteristic of water I'll point out is waterfall. Waterfall is white, bubbles, whatever. I'm just saying that, a waterfall also shows up as white. So there's 3 examples of water showing up as white. Now, in my last video, I pointed out that as the consciousness on the planet goes up, I believe that this color is going to become visible and it'll be a bluish, purplish, orangish color. So that's all I'm going to really get into right there. So we've got our 4 elements right here, and now they are all attached to colors. Okay? And so what that means is, if they're all attached to colors, that means they're attached to a frequency. So now you can take all of these frequencies here and attach them to fire, earth, air, and water. And it doesn't stop there. Now you can attach them to a tone, to the sound spectrum tone. So fire has these 5 tones in them. Earth is specifically included in the C504. Now, I am going to expand upon that and say that I think in my second or third video, I went over the harmonies. And I went over the characteristics between the current system that we use and then this system, which is the perfect pitch, pure tone system, which I believe everybody will be using in the future, hopefully sooner rather than later. But the C note, they're all in the current system that we use. If you're in 432, the iOS 432, all of these notes except for the A is out. A lot of them, half of them are out slightly, but then there's 4 of them. The B, C, the C sharp, and the F sharp are out by quite a bit. But the one that's out the most is the C, and it's out by 10 hertz. Whatever, I'm just pointing out that the Earth green C, this trillion numerical number, looks like 12-digit number. No, 15-digit number. 15-digit number is exclusively pointing to Earth or green. So green C, yellow B. B is fire. Fire, 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 fire. Earth. Air. Air. Oh, and I forgot to mention that a lot of people call mountains blue. I live close to somewhere it's called Blue Mountain. And the reason for that, I heard this a long time ago, and it made sense, is that when you're looking through a large amount of atmosphere or a large amount of air, if you're looking at mountains from a distance, let's say 50 kilometers, 100 kilometers, I don't know. You shouldn't be using kilometers, miles. The mountains show up blue because there's so much air in between yourself and the mountain. So that's another characteristic. Like when you see when a mountain's blue, it's not blue. It's just because there's so much air, blue air, in between yourself and the mountain. So I guess if you were farther away, it would become darker and darker. And if you were far enough away, I would imagine it would become indigo and then violet. But I think if you were that far away, then the Earth is curved, so you wouldn't be able to see it to begin. Anyways, so we've got Earth, Air, and Fire. We've got the colors. Now everything's connected. earth, air, and fire is connected to colors, connected to tones, connected to these frequencies, which means it's also connected to the 369 code. So I'm not going to get into that too much other than to say, so fire is represented by these 5 digits in the 369 code. Earth is a 9, air is all 9s, water is a 9. I'm not going to expand upon that. I could say a few things, but I'll just say that the 9s are what, like this light red. Oh, and that's another thing. These colors here are not, these are computer generated colors. Okay, and I go over that in my last video. I don't think that you can properly get the right colors with a computer, or with a camera. I mean, I think they're all made so that you don't properly get a good, it's close, but it's just not, when you see an indigo flower, you see a violet flower, you see a blue sky. Does it really look like this? It's close, but no, it's just not there. One more thing about this is I initially, when I went to figure this stuff out, I initially had water here because it was just a shoe-in for the light blue, blue, and dark blue, but I couldn't, for the life of me, explain indigo and violet because, once I realized water was here and I realized that it was sort of a mirror image of fire, then I realized this had to be 5. And so I had to put air in here, and so water went here. And so that means I believe that like a big body of water, like an ocean or a big lake, it shows up blue. I agree. But it's really not blue. It's this color here. And I think this color here is going to be a standalone color. Like green is to these 5 colors, this bluish purple will be a standalone color to these 5 colors. So anyways, that pretty much covers the earth, air, fire, and water. I've just got this little code here to go over. I've often said in my videos that whenever a pattern shows up when you're dealing with this stuff, you look at it and you try to get as much out of it as possible. So this pattern here, you've got 5 colors representing fire, 1 color representing earth, 5 colors representing air, 1 color representing water. So a 5-1-5-1 pattern. Now what you can do is you can group this, you can add this up, and you've got a 6-6 pattern. So we go over to here. I've already shown in other videos that there is a 6-6 pattern to this octave here. And by the way, the octave itself also correlates to, so you've got a 6-6 octave, 12 number, a 12 octave right in fire, earth, air, and water. And getting back to this, so you've got the 6 that just coincides with this 6 and 6, and it's 6 and 6 over at the tones and the colors, because the increments in between these notes are all the same, and it shows you that there is a 6-6 pattern, because when you get up to these last 6 here, the number increases as you go up the scale. But these, in between these numbers and these colors, they all have the same number for 6, and then the next 6 are a larger but also the same number in the next 6. So that's the 5-1-5-1 pattern. It just shows 6-6. It's just another way of looking at your data. And that about does it for this clip. All I've done here is I've coded the fire, earth, air, and water. So I just want to point out a few things. So obviously fire codes to 2, earth codes to 7, 2, 8. Now, so you've got 2 2s, an 8, and a 7. I mean, whatever. See, if I was going to make up a language, fire would equal 9. Earth would equal 9. Air would equal 9. And water would equal 9. That's if I was going to create a language and then code it, so that it just naturally reflected. Like fire, right in the middle here, is coded 9 in 369 code. Now, the first video I did was on 369 code. And this code represents a lot. There's a lot of data just right in here. I'm not going to go over that now. I've gone over that in other videos. But, you know, when you go to say the name, I think there's more to it. Like when you're talking to somebody, you're communicating whatever, and you want to, you know, you say the word fire, well, you want to say it in a, you know, the 4 elements, I believe soon, you know, in the future will become more important than they have been in the last couple of 100 years. If you go back in time, fire is so important to humanity. I mean, you know, it's one of the things you deal with when the time you get up to the time you go to bed. While you're sleeping, fire is there. You know, it's cooking your food, it's keeping you warm, it's boiling your water, on and on. You know, it's a defensive mechanism against wild animals, you know, harmful animals that, you know, it's a protection tool. Earth and green, you know, air, all that stuff, you know, it's the word fire should reflect a lot more than a 2. So anyway, so I coded these, and I just want to point out that, you know, I went on the internet and I found some. So Gaelic, the word for fire in Gaelic is this right here, and it codes to 6. The word for fire in Hebrew is right here, and it codes to 6. The Irish word for fire is this, and it codes to 6. Okay, the Swedish word for earth is here, it codes to 3. French word for earth is right here, codes to 3. The Maltese word for earth is right here. Notice that ART is ART right here. Same thing with air. Catalan language codes air to 6. Gaelic word for air right here, 6. Irish word for air, 6. So all I'm pointing out is that, you know, it's good that you've got 3 6s and 9s in these other languages. You know, water, Basque word for water is right there. It goes to 3, 3, and 3, Catalan and Gaelic. But that's what I mean. I'm just trying to show that even other languages, I believe, code the word more properly and better than what is shown with fire, earth, air, and water. I believe the English language, you know, was created in the past, and whoever created it purposely coded it fire 2, purposely coded this to a 7, purposely coded air to a 2, purposely coded water to an 8. If I created the English language, fire would be a 9, earth would be a 9, air would be a 9, and water would be a 9. Now, what I did find is like the French word for, I can't remember if it was earth or water. I did find some 9s. I just want to point out before I end this clip that I did find some 9s. The French word for air is ia, but it did code to 9. And I found a bunch of others too. I think I found some fire coded to 9. So they didn't make it. Just I ran out of time. It didn't make the clip. So there is other words for fire, earth, air, and water in the other languages that do code to 9. So I don't want to exclude that or miss that. So I think that about wraps it up. Okay, this is the final clip. And when I first started doing all this stuff, I think it was about 3 weeks into figuring all this stuff out, and I ended up creating this color wheel. That's what I've been calling it. I don't know what else to call it. Color wheel. So this color wheel here is jam-packed with all the information from my last, including this one, 6 videos. This is the 6th video I'm doing, and all the videos include the 369 code, the tones, the perfect pitch pure tones, the harmonies, and then the colors themselves, and then this clip, this video is on the fire, earth, air, and water. So I just want to conclude these 6 videos, 6, okay, half an octave, these 6 videos with this drawing, creation, whatever, of it's just a culmination of all the videos that I've done. So I'm going to explain this first, and then I'll get into these little things here. So in the innermost circle, you've got 1 through 12, just like a clock, but it's actually representing the notes, in a musical scale. So it's an octave. So it's representing an octave, 1 through 12. Okay, then you've got the actual notes. So 1 represents G, 2 G sharp, 3 A, so on and so forth. Then we get out to the third partition of circle, and you've got the actual tones. These tones are pure. These tones are pure, perfect pitch tones. These tones are in harmony, perfect harmony with the other tones. Okay, so here's the tones right here. Then you go out to the 4th octave, and you got the 369 code. 369 code. These, if you add these numbers up, you code to 6. 3 plus 8 is 11. 11 plus 4 is 15. 5 plus 1 equals 6. Okay, so on and so forth. 369 code. Very important. Very, very important code. I mean, is this code here is it shows you so much more data than you would normally see if you were just looking at these numbers. This code tells you a lot in the patterns that this shows. So there's the 369 code, and then we get out to here. I apologize for these numbers here. These numbers are 15-digit numbers. They represent this represents 422 trillion. Okay, and then we get up to the 432 represents 475 trillion. 15-digit numbers. And these colors, these are the frequency of color, and these are connected to these tones because, and that's what I forgot to say on the last clip, was that I showed that two videos, or last video or 2 videos ago, I said that these tones go up 41 octaves to the colors, but it's actually 40. I was off by 1, sorry. But these colors in the trillions are directly connected with the tones, directly connected with the notes, and connected to these 3 here. So we've got these 5 things, including the 369 code, that are all connected. Then we get out to the actual name of the color. Okay, and then we get out to the 4 elements. So we've got the colors on the outside here, and then we've got the element that these colors, these frequencies, these 369 code, the tone, the note, and the number are all associated with fire. Fire encompasses all of these things right here. Earth encompasses the green, the sea. The sea is earth. The green is earth. This tone, C, is earth. 369 code is earth. Okay, so on and so forth. Air encompasses these 5. And notice it's like a mirror image. If you fold this in half, you've got it folds perfectly. It's synchronicity. It's a design. It's a design. I keep saying that in all my videos. It's a design. designed by who, doesn't matter. You could go on and on, think about that. You know, you're probably going to transition. You're probably going to pass before you figure it out. So don't worry about it. Just know it's a design and go with it. Like, go with the flow. So you've got air encompassing these, and then you've got water with the white. Now, the problem with attempting to show this color is, first of all, I haven't been able to find a proper color mixing website that will allow you to take 3 colors or more and mix them all together. They usually only give you the option of mixing 2 colors together. And I've gone over this on the color video. You know, it's red, blue, and green. I don't believe that. Right now, my current belief is that there's no red. There's blue in here because blue, dark blue and violet make up indigo. So there's dark blue in here, which means that there's blue. Okay, but in violet, this color and this color makes this color. So, you know, is there any red in violet? I'll be honest with you, I don't know, but I don't believe there's any red. I believe this is a standalone color, and it's not red. That's this frequency isn't blending in with this frequency. I believe that this frequency and this frequency will give you violet. And it's the same with this color. This color plus the next color up past color X will give you this color. So on and so forth. It doesn't matter. I'm just leaving it as white. I'm not, you know, I'm sure that in the future at some point we're going to be able to determine this color a lot better and then show it. You know, even before it shows up on the planet, even before our eyes detect it, we'll probably be able to show it. So anyways, you know, this being my 6th video, half an octave, here is a good all-encompassing representation of earth, air, fire, and water, and the colors, and the 369 code, and the tones, the notes, and the numbers attached to them. Okay, so just to finish off, I'm just going to go over this data right here. I'm going to start off with this one. So when I first started doing all this stuff, one of the first things I did was I was infatuated with the 432 and all the things I was finding. So one of the first things I found was 4 plus 3 plus 2 equals 9. Now, if you isolate the 3 in the 432, you isolate the 3, then you're left with 4 and 2. 4 plus 2 equals 6. So now you've got a 3 and a 6. 4 plus 3 plus 2 equals 9. So just in the 432 number, you have the 369 code. You know, you've basically, forget these two numbers. You've got the 432 and a 369 just based on 432. I think it's amazing, but whatever. Okay, now down here we've got, just think of this as 1 through 9. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Isolate the 3, the 6, and the 9, and now you're left with 1 plus 2 equals 3. 4 plus 5 equals 9. 7 plus 8 equals 15. 1 plus 5 equals 6. Okay, so just another, you know, this is play. You're playing around with numbers. I've never ever done anything like this stuff before. And, you know, when I started playing with these numbers, you know, it's fun. It's fun to just play around with these numbers. So this is just some of the stuff I came up with. Okay, so let's start down here. Top, bottom right-hand corner, we've got a circle represented by 360. 3 plus 6 equals 9. Okay, right here we've got the P symbol, and I've showed in one of the videos that the F sharp is at the top here. You've got the B, C, and the C sharp. Okay, that represents the P symbol, the current, what we think of as the P symbol. I don't believe it's the P symbol. I think it represents earth, fire, and water myself, but I could be wrong. Who knows? Okay, and I'm just showing here that this is 12. Like, you know, this represents 12. So 1 plus 2 equals 3. The C sharp is a 7. The C is a 6. The B is a 5. If you take all these numbers and you add them up, you get, this is a 9. So you've got a 9, 3. So this whole thing's codes to a 3. This whole thing and all the letters and numbers attached to it codes to a 3, because you take the 18 and you take plus 3 equals 21, codes to 3, or you can just go 9 plus 3 equals 12, codes to 3. Okay, and last we've got this pyramid here, and notice that the numbers are in reverse. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You've got the 432 right in the center, nice and neat, right in the center. And then you start to, play with these numbers. You got 432 4 plus 3 plus 2 equals 9. You carry the 1 over. This adds up to 17. So you just take the 17 plus the 1, and you've got an 18. So now you've got a 9 and a 9. 1 plus 8 equals 9. So you've got a 9 and 9. Add them up. You got 18. 8 plus 1 equals 9. So this codes to 9. Guys, I'm not done doing the videos. My next video is going to be on the dimensions. And, I'm going outside of the realm of numbers and frequency, but I already know that I've got to do at least one more video. So I just want to thank you guys. Take all this data and run with it. I mean, this data, all these videos, it's going to change the world. And it's going to take everyone to do. It's going to take a couple of people to really get into it, and then, I believe that free energy is embedded in these frequencies. Like these higher frequencies, when you get up past gamma rays and you get up to the senses and stuff like that, we're talking free energy. You just got to learn how to use it. Simple as that. So, these last 6 videos, take them, run with them, and good luck. Thank you.